Hello and welcome to Vibe Extra. I am Jennifer Geisler, and with me now I have Alan Cohen. He is Vice President of Global Industry Solutions and Public Sector Marketing for Cisco. So Alan, thanks for joining me.
Hey Jennifer, it's great. This is the place to be right now, right here at Cisco Live.
You know what, I can't agree with you more, but
Absolutely.
Maybe you change your mind after I ask you my first question.
Okay.
Okay, so I've been talking to customers and I've been asking them about, hey, you're deploying cloud. The response I usually get seems to be more of a descriptor of virtualization as opposed to cloud.
Right.
So is there a difference, and if there is, can you give me straight talk on what is the difference, virtualization and cloud?
You know, it's a really good question, Jennifer. Clearly, cloud is like the new e-business, right? It's the term that not everybody knows how to put their arms around. But virtualization and cloud are synonymous, right? Virtualization is about the more efficient use of forms of infrastructure, such as servers or storage devices, through basically load sharing across them. Okay. You don't have to actually have a cloud deployment to take advantage of that. In fact, through our partnership with VMware and EMC through the VCE Alliance, you can actually buy a virtualized piece of IT as infrastructure. Cloud, however, I think the way we look at it really refers to when IT or infrastructure or applications as a service are delivered in a way, in a services model that not only can be delivered inside the enterprise, but can also transcend outside of the enterprise, as well as participate in a multi-service environment, right? So multiple entities can share that cloud infrastructure. So it's really the difference between kind of infrastructure and components, and then really kind of a services model. Think about it like a service provider.
Okay, so then when I think about it from an IT perspective, then I think that the cloud actually provides me more opportunity to talk to the business decision makers within my company, because I'm putting IT more as a service to the business in that standpoint.
Well, and that's exactly right, Jennifer, and if you look at it, the huge transformations that are going on inside of the economy or public sector agencies are happening just at the same time as cloud and virtualization are occurring. And it's not a surprise that they're emerging. So if you, for example, earlier today we talked about how a company like GE used to sell jet engines, now they sell uptime on an engine, right? Which has to be then networked and supported that way. So the models of our economy are very much changing. So people clearly want the cost benefit as IT as a service, as infrastructure as a service, but they also want to be able to take advantage of application capabilities that are delivered through cloud offerings, and that's where the really exciting movement is. And it's clearly tried the business drivers, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now IT can have, I'll say more of the IT technical side, they can actually start having different decisions within their own business and add a lot more value from that standpoint. Now, so are the two are not necessarily mutually exclusive? Virtualization is not mutually exclusive, or one's not necessarily better than the other then?
Well, they're the same and they're not.
Okay.
Right? So it has that perfectly clear as mud.
Yeah, I'm clear as mud. That makes total sense.
Hey, we're talking about cloud. We're going to be clear as mud.
Okay, you're right. Change the clouds.
So, virtualization is a capability that you can take advantage of tomorrow inside your wiring closet, inside your own data center. Never spawns past your enterprise. Right. And you can do that. And in fact, John talked about it in the keynote this morning. He said, hey, Cisco servers infrastructure is 75% virtualized, not good enough, right? He was saying, hey, Rebecca, I got to get you to 80% or better, right? That's really about taking great advantage of your IT assets and then sharing across a range of that IT infrastructure, a range of applications and workload mobility. Now, cloud builds on top of that, but there are other things in cloud that people don't talk about. So it's not just the virtualization capability as one. Can multiple people take advantage of it? Can it be offered as a service? Is it measurable? What is the performance of it? Can I rely on it to run my business? So if my goal is to sell you uptime and jet engines, or change the model that Coca-Cola is delivering through their freestyle, right? So they're changing their entire business model. Cloud's an IT infrastructure that they can take advantage to make those transitions. So it's very, very exciting from that front. And you know what? It's still really new. So if people haven't missed the opportunity on cloud, that just as they're just taking, in the last 5 years, they've taken advantage of the capabilities from virtualization. Cloud opportunities happening right now. The other thing to think about is that you can actually move in and out of those environments. So people talk about private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, any cloud, Ben & Jerry's cloud, pick your flavor of the cloud that you want. But you can actually, for example, let's say you are a government agency that processes a lot of checks, or a financial institution. There might be a point in the month, let's say a week a month, that your workload just really zooms up and then it levels down. So this concept of bursting into the cloud and then taking advantage of a third party's IT processing capabilities and then kind of coming back inside your enterprise. And then obviously you can't talk about cloud, you can't talk about virtualization without security. Very critical components. So you've got to kind of really wrap your mind just the way you'd be talking about all those elements in your business.
Oh, absolutely there. So I have one more question. Is this still your favorite place to be right now, right this moment?
You know what? What could be more fun than 15,000 of Cisco's best customers here having a great time, asking great questions? Yeah, it really is, because these are the folks that have to answer these questions because their businesses ask about it. If you're a CEO, you got 5 things in mind: growth, innovation, market transitions, risk and compliance, and governance.
Right.
The 5 big questions. And if you're an IT person, you got to say, how do I answer those questions and make those things happen? Cisco Live is one of the places that, not just from Cisco, but from our partners in the broader ecosystem, as well as this community, their peers, that these questions can be answered. So yeah, it is my favorite place. Right here, right now, a great place to be.
Well, Alan, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. You're going to probably get right back out there and talk to some more customers then?
You betcha.
All right.
All right, thanks.
So thank you. For Cisco Vibe, I'm Jennifer Geisler.